I'm dealing with it myself and one other gentleman are trying to fight through this. We've had some good luck. We've heard some good things. And then it was all thrown out. Because government changed. You now have a coalition government, it's an ANC government. Yeah. And there was, how to put this delicately, there were some issues in the Department of Agricultural approval processes that caused anomalies.
Right.
Fancy way of saying something was wrong.
Yep.
So they scrapped it all. And we had to restart. And from my understanding, we're not the only ones who went through this. So we started back at the drawing board. And like I said, I'd cut my left arm off to find somebody who knows this process. And we've tried.
Sure.
It's 2 years.
I think it's evident, just in terms of how cannabis is being managed at the moment at a national level. It doesn't matter how excited the president gets at the prospect. That's exactly how things are going here, sadly. And we've all got high hopes for the government of national unity to be, that change that starts to bring a conscience around leadership.
Yeah.
That's what's been lacking, is a conscience around leadership. So that's our hope, and that will start to filter down to making the lives of everyday South Africans easier and better when it comes to dealing with the processes that run a country.
Absolutely. I mean, strong leaders are important. Fair leaders are even more important. But right now what you've got is you've got a government here in South Africa that's not wanting to take a stand real hard. They're for what I'm seeing is they're hedging their bet. It's like, if we do this, we could annoy this. If we do this, we could annoy. If we do nothing, then we have a status quo that's working right now, but it's not ideal.
It's not going to work long term.
No,
it's
not at all.
Like everyone else is also in the waiting game to see what your act is, and you can't stay in a state of limbo eternally.
Yeah.
There's no economic transaction in that, and that's what
not
we're in this space for.
Well, and that's, I mean, love him or hate him, I'm going to go there. Donald Trump, the president of the U.S., whether you love him or hate him, he's done more in 25 days as president than any president in the history of the U.S. I'm not getting into whether it was good or bad. I'm just saying from a leadership standpoint and what he's affecting and doing, he's doing.
Agree with you.
We'll see in 2 years whether it was good or bad. That's my opinion. It's 2 years.
Look, I mean, not to get back into there, but having a guy like Elon Musk come in and have a look at the numbers and the wastage, etc., he's taken somebody who has got no feeling necessarily for correct or incorrect governance. He's got an interest in correct or incorrect economics.
Absolutely.
And that's something that's hampered or plagued the United States for decades. So whether you've outsourced that to someone who has an acute understanding of it or not, it's a step in the right direction with the deficit that you have internationally, especially as the person or the country that does so much funding. To be funding with your own economy being in such a deficit is not ideal. So I think there's good things that are happening on the ground to fix the United States economy, and I think it is a priority. It's not had the focus it's deserved for too long, and people have become suspicious of the United States. So some clarity will do well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, here's a prime example of how the U.S. spends money internally. The U.S. government, for the military and other guys, pays $357 US for a manual impact tool. And it's listed as a manual impact tool for a reason. It's a bloody hammer. Paying $375 for a hammer?
Well, we've got toilet paper that's more expensive.
Well, there you go.
Or a broom.
Yeah. So having somebody like Elon Musk who goes, that's a $20 hammer, why are we paying this much? I agree. I think it's something that has been needed.
And he's not connected to anybody or anything, so he's not stepping on toes. He's stepping on economics. Yeah.
And one of the big fights in the U.S. right now is Elon Musk wants access to a certain database, and everybody's going, no, privacy, no. Guys, he doesn't care who you are.
Absolutely.
Okay, he's looking at.
And he doesn't want your money either.
No, he could give every person in the world $1 billion. And still be a billionaire. He doesn't care. That's not his. He wants to do what he's been targeted to do. Look at the numbers, balance this budget, get it all taken care of. Okay? So, and with this database, the problem is, and they found it already with the limited access he's had, We've got like something like 100,000 people who are collecting a pensioner's check.
I saw that.
That average age of those guys is 130. I'm sorry, I think the oldest person known is 127.
Do you know, I want to just use this opportunity also to talk to the fact that we in South Africa often have these things, these, not claims, these realities where that's happened and people are claiming pension funds and, you know, there's people that have been long gone that are in there. So it's so good to also see a country that everyone sees as this first world leader, and no disrespect, just the fact that the problems are so similar. People are going to be corrupt, people are going to steal money, people are going to take advantage of other people. So there you hear it, it happens in the United States, it happens anywhere in the world. What we've got to do as citizens is get to a point where we're able to choose the right leaders to stop that kind of thing happening.
Here's the difference between U.S. government and South African government when it comes to that. The U.S. government guys, the people who are in there who are making their money one way or another, are smarter about it. They don't get caught. And if they do, there's an unwritten rule. You're caught with your hand in a cookie jar, boom, you're done, you're out, shut up, go away,
Yeah.
Don't say anything else anymore.
Move along.
Move along. In South Africa, that's not the case.
You get promoted.
You get promoted over here to handle a larger sum.
Yeah.
And I mean, Searle and his couch.
Yeah, no, ridiculous.
I mean,
He's just lounging around.
you're sitting on top of several million US dollars,
No.
and he still gets reelected.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Some of those signs, they are just, until we get through that kind of eventuality, we're not going anywhere.
No.
I want to just bring you back quickly to what do you think the prospects of involvement in the South African cannabis industry are? And I ask you that to want to talk to other South Africans that want to be involved in the industry. Do you think it's the right place to put your money? Do you think it has a future? Is it a good future?
I think it's got a very good future. I think right now a lot of people are running scared because they haven't got the clarity. I think everybody says, oh, the green boom is over. I don't think so.
It hasn't started.
I don't think it's really started. I think the guys who are in early now have a leg up, depending what the clarity coming from government is.
And a whole lot of other things that you require from a business point of view.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yes, I don't believe the green boom has even scratched the surface
No.
yet. Yeah.
There's 42, if I remember, 41 or 42 places where you can pick up cannabis in Port Elizabeth. Ranging from this, here, buy this sticker and you get your gift, all the way up to licensed SAPRA dispensaries. Everything in the middle. And most of them don't go away. They're making money, they're there, they're doing it. Yes, there are some problems, and it's becoming more targeted. The guys who are doing the stickers are getting hit a little bit more by the hawks.
I'm thinking there should be some rationale too at a point, not
Yeah.
random, you know?
I know a guy who has a SAPRA facility there, a SAPRA distribution place. Police walked in there last week. We're here, you know who we are, blah, blah, you know, no problem. Reaches in the file, pulls out his folder, hands him the folder. Here's my SAPRA license. Here's all where we get all our bud. It's tested. Boom, 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 everything. 5 minutes. They hand it back. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day. Down the road they go.
I think also, you know, in that space is that there's a lack of knowledge and a lack of understanding. So having something when the police arrive at your doorstep rather than we sell stickers that come with a free doob is the safest place you can be. What is your process? Do you have a private club? Are these private members? Have they signed a constitution?
Yep.
Are you keeping the place private? Are you adhering to all of the other privacy
requirements?
Yeah. So it's an interesting space going forward. You've certainly been here for the last 3 years. Any last words to people in the cannabis industry in South Africa?
If they're going to get into the industry, do yourself and all the rest of us who are in it, do your homework. Understand what you're going to do. Understand the risk, because there's still risk involved. And then do it properly. Don't. There's a guy who set up in PE at one of the little local corners
Right.
where the guys sell this, that, whatever else. He rocked up there, threw up a pop-up tent, had a table, had 2 kilos of weed, sold the 2 kilos, and was gone. I give him credit for being an entrepreneur. That's what we don't need.
Sure. Yeah, I think starting to drive a standard and a place for the participation, activity, and safety is what we all should be doing. You know?
Get hold of Rory. 420 is without a doubt one of the few places that actually understands a lot of this. If you're wanting to do something from cultivation straight on through to a social club, he can, if he doesn't know, he can point you in the right direction. Talk to him, find out what you want to do, make sure you know what you're getting into and what your requirements are, and have a standard. I don't see it anywhere but up, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, but do it right.
I think so. Start to develop an understanding of what you believe to be right, and principles are not difficult things to come by.
No, they're not.
Tony, thank you so very much, my brother. I've looked forward to this for a while. We look forward to you coming back and visiting in the not so distant future. I'm looking forward to being there on the day to participate in the judging, because I'll also get to hang out with you.
Absolutely.
Have a safe trip home.
Thank you
for all that you do for us in Cannabis South Africa. And ciao for now.
Cheers.